Alright, what's up guys? So I just got off of work and I am heading to Bales Performance to get our PCM tuned. It's not a major tune, it's just going to be basically what he said was it's just going to be a startup tune, just enough to get us running, a base map, just to get us running, get our first start, and enough to get it drove over to him to get it tuned. So he's about 30 minutes away, so we're going to take a little drive and head out to the boonies and get her done. Let's go. Listen to it. I love barricades. Love it. Subarus suck, but I love the noise. Love it. It's like crack. You know it's bad for you, but you just can't get away from it. Alright y'all, so I'm leaving Bales. Chris was a super awesome guy to deal with. He's very knowledgeable. He's very experienced in the LS world, tuning in general, but HP, he's a super big brain guy. We know how we feel about big brain guys. We love them. So, bag is secured. We have a really good startup bass tune. He actually had a file for a guy that has an OBS with a 5.3 with a BTR stage 3 cam and headers, and it's damn near identical truck. So he tweaked the bass tune to be a lot like his. That way we're pretty much on the same level. And so yeah, we're all set on that. So I gotta head home. I'm probably not gonna do much tonight. I kind of blue-balled you guys where I said I was gonna do the fix the wiring and the fuel lines, and I don't feel comfortable pulling that motor out by myself and lifting it and putting it back in, so I'm just gonna wait till tomorrow when James gets over. So yeah, I'm gonna pick this back up tomorrow guys, so hang on. Alright, so it is Saturday. Old Muscles Magoo is here. We've got some parts we need to open up, and I'm gonna let my favorite employee open them up for me. You know, because you never know what's in the box.
I need something that it's not supposed to be used for opening knives to open this. Oh, that's too sharp. We need something done.
Y'all gonna have to get over the fan noise because it's freaking hot in here. So.
Christmas morning.
All right, so we got our wires. I had blue, black, or red, and I was like, well, red, orange.
That's good.
So we chose Summit house brand coil spark plug wires, however you want to say it. They look pretty damn good.
Low ohm.
Low ohm. 8 millimeters, so they're a millimeter thicker than factory ones. Yeah, they look pretty solid quality.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
What these are?
Ah, motor mount. Wait.
We already got those.
Yeah. What did I get those for? We already got motor mounts.
It's like a Honda. You gotta have the rear motor mount.
Alright. So, remember how I said the transmission guy, blah, blah, blah? You know what I thought? Well, how much is a new one? Looked it up, they're 15 bucks at the parts store. So I was like, to hell with it, we'll just buy a new one. Then I remembered how we didn't have the bolts. The bolts are missing off the transmission. I looked it up. The thread and pitch is M10 by 1.5, which is pretty much every freaking bolt on that whole GM truck. We're not using our old motor mount bolts because Dirty Dingo gave us new bolts. Stuck this in there, works perfect. So we got our transmission mount situation figured out.
Now for the big one.
This is the good one too. This is like,
Right.
is it? This is the one I'm stoked about. You can use a table if you want more room.
That's fine.
Ooh, big bubble.
It's all there.
Ooh, those are like fun bags. Oh, yes.
Woo!
Little tranny cooler.
Babe.
This was the Summit cheaper brand. It's not Summit brand, but it's what is that? Hayden brand? Yeah, Hayden brand. It was $42.99.
Ooh, comes with fan mounts too.
So as much trouble as people have with blowing 4L60s up from heat, guys, all you got to do is spend $43 and get an additional aftermarket cooler. And James found online that a lot of people will still run the factory cooler and then piggyback a line out from the factory cooler into an aftermarket one, and then run this cooled, final double cooled fluid back out to the transmission. So we're gonna do that. We'll have to do a little bit of adapting with some fittings, but that'll be no big deal.
I like it.
So that's cool. It's good quality.
It's a cool.
Right on. And then they gave us,
Hose,
that should be enough hose to
fan
do.
mounts.
Oh shit.
They go through the
Okay.
fins.
Boy, they hooked it up.
All hose clamps.
Right on. Good deal. All right, so we're gonna start it off today with, we're gonna get the motor pulled back out. I'm gonna get the, basically we just need to pull it up enough to get these fuel lines unpinched and get them free to where we can manipulate them, and we can set it back down. Get the transmission mount bolted on, get it set in the cross member, get the cross member bolted back in. And then I discovered a new issue. So this bracket that the AC compressor sits on, now this AC compressor belongs to the LS. We have to pull the motor out to put that on. Well, if we put that on and then put the compressor on it, the way the compressor flanges are, if I use the ones that belong to it, this big bulky thing, we have two problems. First problem is when the compressor sits in here, now remember the pulley on the compressor has to line up with this inner loop. It would directly interfere with the frame right here. So I would have to notch the frame to make that compressor fit right here. Nobody told us that. Again.
We bought the Dirty Dingo mounts to prevent this.
Yeah, we bought those mounts, and still, I guess there's some variation in the frame that we didn't know about or whatever. So we're just not gonna do the AC for now. There's other kits that put a bracket up here and use the 95 style AC compressor, and then all our lines and stuff will fit up to it. So that's probably what we're gonna have to go with. So for now, we're just gonna put it together. We can do that later without having to pull the motor out. So for now, we're just gonna put it together without that, and then figure that solution out later. But nonetheless, here we go. We're gonna pull the motor out, hopefully one last time, and from here on out, going back together. All right, we got the bed cleaned out, and looks like a whole nother motherfucker now. It's crazy. Yeah, we filled a whole can full of crushed cans. And no, we don't recycle. They don't do that shit out here. So we're gonna start taking the bed off. We just need to take fill that cap out, take that out, undo the connections back here, and then I think it's 4 bolts on either side. From the bottom, get this sucker lifted off. All right, got the bed off. Not too bad since it's fiberglass. Nice layer surface rust as expected. But now it's going to be caked to get to our fuel pump stuff, and then we went ahead and got it off. Like I said, that way if the drop kit comes in, I can start on the C-notch and flip and all that without needing help to get the bed off. So now I'm going to move on to getting the transmission mount bolted on, and while I'm doing that, Jamesy Poo's going to work on dissecting this big biatch, which might be a little bit of a task. Not too bad, just probably time consuming as fuck.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll update you guys when we get some progress made. Bet you this is gonna look way different with a bunch of that shit gutted out of it.
Yeah.
Big time. All right. Woo! All right, got the transmission mounted up, and the transmission cross member bolted down. Everything's tight, and it helped a lot. It brought, I don't know if y'all can tell on camera, but it brought the back of the engine way up. It looks way better now, and we're pretty confident. I gotta move a ABS line, but the evap line will get deleted. That's that one right there. That's one of the ones that's hitting right there. But the other one's an ABS line. I can just pull down and bend out of the way. And then
there's so much room behind you.
Oh yeah. And then this flange is completely, oh, I can't get the camera in there, but this flange is completely out of the way. It's good. So, any of y'all that are curious about doing this swap, wondering how much room you got, I mean, there's shit tons of room back here for, I mean, the bell housing bolts are super easy to get to right there, wide open. Almost lost it. Almost had a tragedy. But yeah, so we got that done. James is over here mashing away on this. He got a lot of shit stripped off of it. We're almost there. I think he said he's gonna get the amp and the HVAC tubes out. After that, I figured we can probably set it up in there. Yeah, try to prop it up in there and see see what we're working with. Better than the other night. It was, dude, that thing's like 100 pounds loaded.
That column is heavy.
Yeah, oh yeah, the column's heavy as shit too. So now we've cut probably 3/4 of the weight out of that, and that'll make it easy. And we got a lot of the bulk out, so we can actually try to actually set it in there and see what's interfering and what kind of bracketry we got to fab up and practice our fabrication skills. So we're hungry. We're gonna go have a little lunch and we'll pick it back up here in a little bit. She finally made somebody bleed. Got his finger on some metal, but
she's free.
Daggum, look at that. So that's just the outer shell, the beautiful part. This is the support. Well, mainly the support beam and then all the support plastic. Did you set it in there? Prop it up in there and just see. Just for gander's sake.
It'll go up in there easy now.
Yeah, I bet you it will.
That fits a lot better with everything else. Oh man.
Wow.
Dude.
Pick it up a little bit, like. Yeah, so see, we just trim our little 1.5 inches or so off of each side. I wonder if we should trim it enough to get it. Nah, we gotta leave that edge. Yeah, about 1.5 inches or so off of each side. Woo-wee.
It's gonna look sick. That's
Dude.
about where it needs. No, it needs to go back.
Yeah, it needs to be back a little bit farther. But that's just this right here. Trim that out a little bit. And
yeah, one sec, it'll go back. It's
By
almost
God.
the same curvature.
yeah, it's pretty close. We'll definitely be able to get that other piece and just trim it.
What?
The
I don't
part
think
that
we're gonna
the
be- I don't think
speakers
we're
were
gonna
in.
use that. It's gonna make it sit too far forward.
Well, we can trim it. That way it
Well,
butts up.
That sits like that farther out.
Well, I'm saying get it to where it butts up to this properly, and then we'll cut this side of it to make that right. But that way we have something that properly mounts into this. Maybe. Because I'd hate to do just blank ABS or something. I feel like it'd look
No,
kind of.
I want this lip. I'm gonna cut that off.
Oh,
I
okay.
want that lip to match up to the
Oh,
windshield.
oh, and sit deep in there.
Then we'll have plenty of, because it needs to sit.
Ah, I wasn't thinking about that.
Yeah, it needs to, I want that curvature all the way back.
Okay.
That'll give us plenty of room, and it'll look.
Yeah, you're right, yeah. We'll probably still have this, but we'll cut this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want the tweeter there either. We'll do
Probably gonna
pillars.
have to get it reskinned anyways,
Mhm.
so we're gonna modify it.
Modify it to work.
And then we have a guy that can make it look like it's factory.
I agree. I wasn't thinking about doing that. Yeah. I think we can get damn close, and if the curve is just a little bit, I feel like this curve is a little bit more.
Yeah, we always trim it.
Yeah.
And when we get deeper in this, we might just take the windshield out.
Maybe.
Because we're going to have to replace it anyways.
Yeah.
It'll make it a lot easier for us building that frame.
I kind of want to leave it there, though, just as our final guideline.
Yeah,
like we know what we need to butt up to. Well, guys, here we go.
It's getting serious.
It is. We're getting warm. Get the Dremel and stuff here soon, and get that fabricated up. Hot dog. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about that. That's a great idea. Great idea. Yeah, we definitely will get this recovered because
yeah,
it's nicked and scratched.
Hey, it's $400.
Yeah, it was $400. That's a whole shit show I don't even want to talk about. It sits a little low. I wonder if we can get it to sit a little higher.
That's about what it needs to be. If
you think so?
Look at the center console.
Oh, we might trim some of the bottom of the console off.
Yeah, we can also trim the bottom off. Not a big deal.
I feel like this is sitting lower.
Probably.
A little bit.
Once we get this trimmed.
We do have the seats up on the back, that higher floor. I think we are going to have to cut the floor to make the seats sit down. Because if the seats sat lower, then this wouldn't seem too tall. I don't know. We got some braining to do.
Switch sliders for the O2.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe the bench.
Well, the bench only has the outside mounts. That would make the seats sit high. Yeah, we'll get it. We'll get it, guys. Anyways, I think I'm probably going to leave this video off. I've been fiddling with the motor mounts. Got some little ABS lines and stuff out of the way. Ripped the evap line out. The transmission's bolted in. The braces, the transmission cross members all tight. And I'm working on the motor mounts. I pulled a ding-a-ling and didn't notice that the bolts to the block, this one, there's like not enough room to get a wrench right here, so I think we might have to pull it up one more time. Yep, I'm gonna leave it off there, guys. We got quite a bit done today. We got it finally where it needs to sit, the motor. We got a lot of progress made on the dash. I'm not too worried about it, man, because cutting like this much off, I mean, this is nothing.
4x4 stuff.
And then we can always like,
we got plenty of ABS up there.
yeah, yeah, I've got extra, and then we can also like just cut the stuff here and move it in and re-put it and figure the vents out. Those outside vents, I think we're gonna have to do something with.
Those are fine. They sit in.
Oh, that's right. That's right. The vents sit in. They have like extra. Well, I don't have one easy one. Fine. We'll get to that in another episode. But yeah, guys, we're looking good. Everything's shaping up pretty well. Next couple videos is going to be some. I'll separate them. I'll do wiring in one. We'll mess with the fuel, adapting the fuel lines and the fuel pump in another episode. And then, yeah, the wiring. Yeah, and then we're gonna keep throwing in some pit bike updates here and there. So, guys, this is awesome. Thanks for pulling together, and I want to thank all of you so very much for getting me up to. Shit, I'm at like 300. I'm almost at 350 viewers, so I want to thank y'all. That's almost like 100 subscribers in less than 2 weeks came up. So I want to thank all you guys for subscribing, and yeah, shout out OG Taco. He brought a lot of his TikTok fam over, and we're gonna be working on Taco's truck too this summer. So don't y'all worry about that. We'll get old Mando cleaned up, get it looking nice and fancy, so Taco can be his harness's inner Taquache. So, yep, that's it for me. Yeah, stay tuned. Later.